Hello, everybody. This is video 2 of Chapter 4, Liquidation of a Partnership. I have discussed in the previous video the basic and definitions, some rules on settling accounts after dissolution and eventual liquidation. I have also discussed to you how the preferences in the liquidation of a partnership. How do you start? First, let me repeat it. First, you pay those outside creditors, meaning to say yung mga nagpautang sa inyo, tigalabas na hindi partners. Second, those partners who lent money to the partnership or inside creditors. And then you distribute the capital. At kung meron pa, distribute the profits according to their profit and loss ratio. Now, let me discuss to you the entries related to liquidation. On page 4-5 and 4-6, makikita nyo rito what are the entries. So if you sell non-cash, syempre you have to sell non-cash asset so that you will be able to easily divide the cash. That's the easiest way to divide cash. So kung nabenta nyo yung property or your non-cash asset at book value, meaning to say walang sobra, walang kulang, simple lang, debit cash, credit the asset. Now, if you sold the non-cash asset above book value, ibig sabihin, may tubo kayong konti, you debit cash, you credit non-cash, the asset, and you credit gain on sale on realization, gain on realization. However, if you sold the non-cash asset below book value, ibig sabihin, nalugi kayo sa pagkakabenta nyo, which often happens. Kasi may limit depreciated na, so binabarat na yan, tinatawad na yan, nagtatawad na ng mga bumibili. And for those partners who just wants to get rid of the assets and divide the loot, ika nga, binebenta namin si palugi. So you debit cash, debit loss on realization, and you credit the non-cash asset. Now, the distribution, of course, if you have gains, you debit the gains to close the credit on the gain and credit the capital of the partners according to their profit and loss ratio. If you sold it naman at a loss, you debit the partner's capital and you credit the loss on realization. Of course, when you pay the liabilities, you debit liability, credit cash. Decrease in liability and decrease in asset. Now, kung ang partner ay may pautang o i-offset, so debit the loan, credit the capital of the partner. Kasi you don't give muna the cash. You offset. So kung may utang ang partnership, liability yon, you debit the liability and you credit the capital ng capital ng partner na may pautang. Now, kung deficient, sabi ko nga doon sa previous video, kung deficient ang capital, kailangan magbigay pa ng cash ang partner na deficient ng capital. Debit cash, credit the capital of the partnership. And so on and so forth. Well, until the last entry, the distribution of profits kung meron na. Sabi ko nga, there are two ways of distribution of this liquidation. Lump sum and the installment liquidation. Pinakamadali, lump sum. Ika nga. So halimbawa, binebenta niyo yung negosyo, AB partnership, and si C na gustuhan niya, bibilihin niya lahat. So, whether lugi or hindi sa pagkakabenta, tapos na agad ang transaction. That's the easiest way, lump sum. Now, under this method, all non-cash assets are sold and realized and settled on a single cash distribution. Ibig sabihin, binili, bayad ng liabilities, bayad sa inside creditors, and then distribute na lang. Realization of non-cash asset and the distribution of gain or losses among the partners based on their profit and loss. Siyempre, whether lugi pa or tubo, you distribute according to your profit and loss ratio. Now, on page 4-7, there is a illustration problem to show you the many cases, many assumptions in a lump sum liquidation. So let me read. Joel Feliciano and Tria and Marasigan are partners in a public relations firm and share profits 2:2:1, respectively. So Feliciano is 2/5, Tria is 2/5, Nick Marasigan is 1/5. They decided to liquidate the business on December 31, 2019. So magsasara na sila. Now, syempre, you have to look at the post-closing trial balance of the company. So this is their financial position or their balance sheet. Cash, 200,000, non-cash. Pero meron liabilities kay Triam, may utang partnership kay Triam na 50,000, kay Marasigan, 80,000, and yun ang capital balances nila. The above given details will be applicable for cases 1 to 5. There are 5 options or 5 assumptions, different assumptions, para you can see the differences. Now, case 1, loss on realization fully absorbed by partners' capital balances. So, ibig sabihin nito, kung meron man na lugi, ay ma-absorb ng partners' capital balances. Ibig sabihin, enough ang capital balances ng mga partners. Assume that the non-cash assets are sold at 2,500,000. Remember, non-cash assets niya is 3,400,000. With the resulting loss on realization of 900,000, which was distributed in the ratio of 4:4:2. Bakit naging 4:4:2? Pareho rin yun. 2:2:1 is 2/5, 2/5, and 1/5. 4:4:2 is 4/10, 4/10, 2/10. The capital balance of business partners was sufficient. So, ibig sabi dito sa case 1, sufficiente pa raw yung kapital ng mga partners para lang ma-offset o ma-absorb ang loss on sales. Kasi, remember, ang total cash or total non-cash assets were sold only for 2,500,000, but the book value was 3,400,000. So how do you distribute? Go to page 4-8, makikita nyo dyan. And tatandaan nyo, this is the only way I will accept. This is the only format that I will accept their presentation for this kind of problems. So, ano PNL? 40%, 40%, 20%. Balances before liquidation, yun yung given. Balance sheet yun. Nabenta ang asset. 2,500,000, cash, debit cash, credit non-cash asset, debit capital, 360, 360, and 180. Paano nakuha yung 360? 900 times 40%. Para kay Feliciano, kay Tria is another 360. So pinakikita lang dito na supisyente ang kapital ng mga partners para ma-distribute excuse me, ang loss on realization. So, after that, binayaran ng utang. Di ba? May utang kay liabilities to outsiders. Nasaan ba yan? Aha. $1,120,000. Saan ang galing yun? Tingnan natin ang balance sheet niya. Yun, may liabilities na 1,120,000. So it means outside creditors yun. Babayaran mo na yun. So pagkabayad, may natirang 1,580,000, ibabalik sa natitira, ibabayaran yung utang sa loob na si Tria, si Marasigan, cash, at yung natitira ay sa capital. Dapat balansyado yan, ha? So walang problema pag ganyan. Pag sufficiente pa ang kapital. Now, remember, may entries pa yan. After you prepare the table, statement of liquidation, you still have to prepare the entries if kahihingin ng problem. Kung hindi naman, wala na kayong pakialam doon. So this is the entry. Debit cash, debit loss on realization, credit non-cash assets. And then the distribution, and then the payment of liabilities, and the distribution of cash to partners. Case 2 naman. Loss on realization resulting to the capital deficiency with right of offset. So, ito naman kaso, yung lugi, merong partner na kakapusin ng kapital. Pero, i-offset muna ang kanyang pautang para makapuno maski papaano sa kanyang kakulangan. So debit cash, the sale was 1,850,000 lang. So thereby resulting to a loss of 1,550,000. Debit cash 1,850,000, debit loss 1,550,000, credit non-cash of 3,400,000. So again, figure 4-2 on page 4-10. You will see here, same din naman yung first line. Say, second line is the sale of non-cash assets. As we go on, dapat kaharap niyo yung libro, ha? And payment of liabilities. Now, in-offset kulang ang kapital ni Tria. I-offset niya yung kakulangan niyang 20,000. At yung natitira ay babayaran sa kanya na 30,000. So nagsara na yung kapital niya. Wala na siyang makukuha sa susunod. Kasi after payment of the 30,000 balance sa kanyang pautang, babayaran si Marasigan ng 80,000 sa kanyang pautang, and the balance will be prorated, will be paid to the capital balances of the partners. Hindi prorated yan. Based on the balance of their capital. So take note of that. And then the entries. Case 3 naman. Loss on realization resulting to a capital deficiency to a personally solvent partner. So meaning to say, si partner na kinapos ay may pera pang tinago. Meron pa siyang personal asset na tinago doon sa kanyang bahay. Well, literally. So, assuming that the sale was only 1,700,000 cash, and so kalahati lang, na-realize nila, meron silang loss na 1,700,000 din. And those are the entries and the table on 4-12, loss on realization. Now, first line, the same. Second line, we will show here how much was received, 1,700,000. Kaya nagkaroon lang siya ng 1,900,000 cash. Binayaran ng utang sa labas. Siyempre, laging unahin ang utang sa labas. At after that, minatira lang na 780,000 cash. Now, si Tria will offset the 50,000 loan, credit sa kanya, madadagdagan. Babayaran kasi siya. Pero, kulang pa rin. Ha? After offsetting her loan, yung pautang niya sa partnership, kulang pa rin ng 30,000. Kaya nga lang, sabi doon, ay si Tria ay meron personally solvent pa. Ibig sabihin, meron pa siyang pwedeng idagdag. Sabi ng batas, pag kulang ang iyong kapital sa liquidation, kailangan mo magdagdag pa ng cash. So, debit cash, 30,000. Credit, Tria Capital, 30,000. Para mapunuan din naman yung kakulangan ng iba. Alam nyo, sa tunay na buhay, hindi na ito nangyayari. Iwahiwalay na yan. Okay? Now, and these are the entries. Case 4. Loss on realization resulting to a capital deficiency to a personally insolvent partner. Meaning to say, yung partner ay wala nang tinago. Talagang siya ay bangkarote na. Bankrupt na siya. Okay? Now, what happens here? Same pa rin daw, 50% lang nabenta yung properties nila, yung non-cash asset. After offsetting Tria, kulang siya ng 30,000. Ha? Pero malinaw na si Tria ay wala nang maibibigay daw, sabi niya. So, yung kakulangan niya ay paghahatian ng dalawang natitira based on their profit and loss ratio. Diba? 2:2:1, wala na si Tria, 2:1 na lang. And the balances to be distributed to the, after paying Marasigan for the loan, then the balance of the cash will be distributed to the two partners na lang. Okay. Now, case 5. Marami itong senaryo. Kaya ito, babalik-balikan nyo ang pag-review nito. Ha? Assuming, case number 5. Partnership insolvent, but partners personally solvent. Ibig sabihin nito, insolvent na agad ang partnership. Pero, yung partners ay solvent pa. May pera pa yung partners. Nabenta lang ng 900,000, so resulting to a loss of 2,500,000. So this is what will happen. Figure 4-5 on page 16. So first line still the same, 900,000 lang ang na-realize na cash, nalugi ng how much? 2,500,000 ang lugi nila. So, bawas na agad yun sa mga kapital. Thereby resulting to a loss. Negative capital of Feliciano and Tria. Now, babayaran siyempre ang outside creditors. 1,100,000. Kulang pa kasi ang utang nila sa labas ay 1,120,000. So hindi nila babayaran yan, or else habulin sila talaga sa korte. So what will happen here? Como si Feliciano ay negative din si Tria, i-offset muna. May pautang ko, sabi ni Tria, teka, offset muna natin yung pautang ko. Okay, sige. Sabi ni Marasigan, mamaya na ako kasi meron pa naman ako natitira ng kapital. Ayun, ganun ang kwento. So pagkatapos i-offset si Tria, ang 50,000, kulang pa rin siya. 350,000 negative siya. So what will happen? Sabi dito, personally solvent daw ang partners. So, magdadagdag si Feliciano ng 50 kasi kulang ng 50 ang kanya at magdadagdag si Tria ng 340. At yun naman ang idadagdag sa kakulangan nilang 20,000 sa outside creditors. Now, what will happen now? Sarado na si Feliciano, sarado na si Tria. Pero si Marasigan may pautang pa. Babayaran yung 80,000 at yung 300 na cash kay Marasigan na lang. You may think that this is unfair. Nagbigay na nga sila, si Feliciano at si Tria. Tapos, ang nakakuha lang na binigay nila, si Marasigan. That is how it works. Ganun talaga. Kaya, babantayan nyo, sinasabi naman sa problem, yung partners by solvent or insolvent. Kasi kung insolvent na at wala nang makukuha sa kanya, wala na siya ibibigay ulit. Wala nang choice kundi natitirang partners kundi mag-contribute para sa kanya. At the same time, kung meron pa namang makukuha sa kanya, magbibigay pa rin siya. But remember, I hope I will be able to discuss to you paano kino-compute yung perang personal niyang idadagdag niya. There is another case here na talagang lugin-lugi na. Partnership insolvent and the partners are personally insolvent din. Naku, malaking istorya na ito. Away na ito. Magkakapatayan na dito. Ito, sasabihin natin another assumption, another partnership to. Dito naman, insolvent yung partnership at insolvent din ang partners. Dito ipakikita sa inyo kung paano kukuha ng pera sa partners na yan na sa bahay. Okay. Now, Cardenas, Go, and Balocating are partners, sharing profits and loss of 4:3:2, 40%, 4/9, 3/9, 2/9, respectively. They decided to liquidate the business. And ito ang kanilang financial position. At the time they decided to liquidate the partnership. Assets is only 610,000, cash nila 5,000 lang. Liabilities 370,000 and the capital balances. Now, these are below are the personal status of the partners, excluding yung investment nila sa partnership. Katulad nga na nasabi ko sa inyo sa video, pag kinompute yung personal assets niya na nakatago sa bahay, personal pa niya, para idagdag sa partnership dahil kulang siya sa kapital, kailangan computen din yung personal liabilities niya. So, kunyari, yung bahay. Ang bahay ay worth 500,000 pero may utang na 200,000. Ibebenta yon, uunahin yung utang sa bangko na 200,000 at yung 300,000 pa lang ang pwedeng ibigay sa partnership. So, kung kulang ang iyong kapital sa partnership, pupunta ang partnership, ang batas ay pupunta sa iyong personal properties. At syempre, kukwentahin muna ang utang mong personal. At kung may sobra, yun ang kukuhanin ng partnership para idagdag sa iyong kakulangan na kapital sa partnership. I hope you can follow. So katulad nito, si Cardenas daw ay 310,000 ng personal assets. Pero may utang siyang personal na 200. Kaya kung halimbawang kukuhanin ito, ang pwede lang niya ibigay sa partnership ay 110,000. Si Aristotle Go, 94,500 ang personal asset, pero may utang na 119,000. So hindi pwedeng kuhanan ng batas yung 94,500 ni Aristotle Go. Kasi kulang pa nga pambayad yung kanyang personal asset sa kanyang personal liabilities. At si Balocating, 40,000 ang personal, 50,000 naman ang kanyang personal. Kaya hindi rin pwedeng kuhanin. Now, what happened here? Nabenta raw yung 605,000 ng 335 only resulting to a loss of 270,000. The cash generated from the realization of the non-cash asset is inadequate, kulang na kulang, for the full payment of the liabilities shown on page 4-18. So, pag binasa nyo yun, yung dalawang paragraph na yun, nakikita nyo ang explanation nito. So, ang cash daw, yung first line, ay yun nga nasa balance sheet. Nabenta yung 605 ng 335 only. Resulting to a loss of how much? 270,000. So, yung 270, i-offset na muna yan sa kapital. So, magiging cash na lang available niya is 340. Now, after distribution of the loss on sale, loss on realization, kapos na ang pera kapos na ang capital ni Cardenas ng 20, kapos na si Go ng 30, kapos na rin si Balukating ng 20. So, babayaran ang utang sa labas. Kulang pa ng 30,000 kasi yung utang nila sa labas, outside creditors ay 370 and they only have 340 in cash. Now, what will happen here? Kailangan mag-contribute ang partner na solvent. Kita nyo din in the previous page, hindi solvent si Go kasi ang kanyang cash, ang kanyang personal asset ay mas maliit kaysa sa kanyang personal liabilities. Same is true with Balukating. Kanyang personal asset ay 40,000 lang at ang kanyang personal liabilities ay 50,000 naman. So what will happen here? Kailangan akuin lahat ni Cardenas na liquid pa siya. 40,000 na kulang sa kanya, 40,000 na kulang sa kanya ay idadagdag niya. At yung 30,000 na utang, kulang sa utang sa outside creditors ay babayaran. So may matitira pang 10,000, mapapapunta na yan kay Balukating kasi si Balukating na lang may kapital. Again, this will not happen in real life. Pero sabi ng batas, ganito dapat ang kukumputin. It might be unfair it might look like unfair for Cardenas. Kasi nagbigay pa siya ng 40,000, ni Contini 5, wala siyang matatanggap. Bakit kasi? Kasi siya na lamang ang partner na solvent. Yung dalawa ni Got ni Balukating ay bankrupt. Malaking utang na personal kaysa sa personal na pag-aari nila. And so these are the entries. Now, this is what happens in a lump sum liquidation. Sabihin niyo nakakalito, hindi nakakalito yan. Kasi isang baksakan lang lagi ang mangyayari. Ang importante lang, makita nyo, nag-given naman lagi. Kung ang partner ay kulang ang kapital. At kung kulang, makikita naman at given din naman, kung ang kulang nila ay meron pa silang net personal asset. Ibig sabihin, mas malaki pa ang kanilang personal assets kaysa sa personal liabilities. Tulad nga binigay ko example kanina. Kung halimbawa yung personal asset niya ay bahay, kunyari ang worth 500,000 pero may utang kay 200,000, ibebenta yung bahay ng partner na kulang ang kapital. At pagkabenta, ibabayad doon sa personal niyang utang, like maybe sa bangko. So yung matitira, doon kukuha ng kakulangan niya sa capital niyang kakulangan ng partnership. It may look like unfair. It may look like very theoretical. Pero that is how it should work. Remember, yun lang format na yan ng presentation and statement of liquidation ng tatanggapin ko. Walang magulo ha. So tatandaan nyo how to present that. Pareho lang naman yan sa installment liquidation, which I will discuss in the next video. So makakatatlong video ang Chapter 4 and I will upload sa inyong Moodle. This is all for now for the second part, video number 2 of Chapter 4. Good day.